Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Viva Safa. In this session, we will discuss the Dhcp server and the Dhcp client. We will cover the following topic. 1. The concept of the Dhcp server and the Dhcp client. 2. The Dhcp servers and the Dhcp client configuration practice. 3. The Dhcp server fixed address configuration. Let's dive straight into the first topic. In the session, we will configure the system so that the Ubuntu client automatically obtains an IP address. And we successfully implement this on the Ubuntu desktop. We will apply it to server 1 and server 2. We will focus on configuring the Ubuntu router so that it works correctly, enabling the outer VM to communicate and access the internet. We will set up the Ubuntu router to automatically assign IP address to the Ubuntu desktop, server 1 and server 2. In other words, we are turning the Ubuntu router into a DHCP server, while the Ubuntu desktop server 1 and server 2 will act as the DHCP client. So, the DHCP concept involves two roles: on acts as the server and the other acts as the client. The server is responsible for automatically assigning IP address to the client, while the client's role is to retrieve the IP automatically from the server. For the second topic, we will cover the practical configuration of a DHCP server and DHCP client. We have previously discussed the concept of DHCP. You should know that DHCP stands for Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. The DHCP server is responsible for automatic assigning and distributing IP address to the various VM. This VM acts as DHCP clients, receiving their IP address automatically. Now, let's move on to the practical step of the DHCP server and client. We will configure the DHCP server on the Ubuntu router. Our goal for the Ubuntu router beyond just routing and internet sharing is to enable it to function as a DHCP server, allowing connect VM to obtain IP address automatically. Let's get straight with the practical step. Hi, we are back inside the Ubuntu router. After booting, let's process with the final configuration for the DHCP server. That involves first editing the files Here more the hash symbol from the section. What does the subnet section refer to? It declares the network from the DHCP client. Sorry. Let's restart the DHCP service. And with that, the DHCP server configuration is complete everyone. Next is the DHCP client configuration on the Ubuntu desktop client side. Change the IPv4 setting from manual to automatic DHCP. Select automatic DHCP and click apply. Toggle right and the back on. Sorry. The IP address here is so the IP pin obtained automatically and the exchange IP address is. Let's replace the router IP address. That's work. Let's also the pinning Google. Sorry. That works too. That works as well. So we have configured the DHCP client on the Ubuntu desktop, and we have also set up the DHCP server on this Ubuntu router. For this third topic, we are configuring the DHCP server fixed address vector. Previously, our desktop obtained an IP address automatically. However, in real-world networks, there are times when we need a fixed address. This means the IP is still obtained automatically, but the automatic IP remains contact. Essentially, we want a specific client to retrieve a fixed IP address. So the IP on this Ubuntu desktop remains the same and twice change. We can configuration the fixed address setting within the DHCP section of the Ubuntu router. If that is what we want, we can configure the fixed address in the DHCP server section of the Ubuntu router. Let's try it out right away. Sprocket. We have now accessed the Ubuntu router. Now we will attempt to configure a fixed address by editing the DHCP configuration file. Ctrl+V. We need to enter the MAC address of the Ubuntu desktop client. Copy. Return to the previous screen. Paste. Sorry. If it cannot be pasted, we will type it manually. Restart the Dhcp service. Setting. Sorry. Turn the wired connection off and on again. Turn the wired. Sorry. Here we have obtained the specific IP address we want. However, the status of this IP remains dynamic, that is, the function of the fixed address vector. That concludes my presentation. I apologize for any errors in my remarks. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.